Well, hello everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20. And I just paused a podcast that I was watching, and this woman was having her keto coffee, 6 ounces, with 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. And it's like, oh, does that sound good? Talk about jump starting your day. And I'm just finishing up mine. Well, here's my question to ponder for the day. Are you still hangry? Still? After all we talk about with adding enough fat to your program? Oh my, don't be concerned about fat. Be more concerned about keeping your total carbs under 20, because that's how it works. Today, in my food plan, I have less than 10 carbs planned. 10 total. I'm so excited. And I'm having 1,600 calories. I had a bulletproof coffee. Today I'll be going out to the Earthy Crunchy place and having organic eggs with mozzarella cheese and their uncured bacon. And that works for me. Tonight I'm having 4 ounces of non-grass-fed braised pot roast. It's hard to find grass-fed pot roast. And 1 cup of beans, green beans, and 1 salad with evu and blue cheese and chopped red cabbage in it. And that is less than 1,600 calories for the day. Plenty of fat. And as most of you know, my hungry horror time is between meals. How about you? When is your hungry horror time? Or is it a hunger horror day, like a weekend day when everybody else around you seems to be, on a carb fest? Well, so for me, I know that getting enough fat, first in my bulletproof coffee, to go from that to my eating, and I have my bulletproof coffee between 3 and 4 in the morning, although right now it's 5:45 and I'm still having the last part of it. So I've got that going. And then today, if I do go out to eat, it's at 9 a.m. But if I wasn't going out to eat, I would come home and do things until around 11:30 for my first meal. So today it comes a little bit sooner. And then the dinner hour is usually 3 to 4-ish, blue collars that we are. And all of that holds me. And so if I'm eating at 9 this morning and then dinner is at 3, I'll need like that 6-hour window to hold me through the day. And it does. I will have, after breakfast, I will have 1 more cup of coffee with 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream in it. And that will hold me. So I gave up the cream of coconut in lieu of heavy whipping cream. It just was too high maintenance. Just didn't, you know what you know. And my problem, I don't think, is heavy whipping cream. I'm not addicted to it. I still weigh and measure at 30 grams with my little scale. And so I'm happy with that. But I'm not hangry with the in-between my 2-meal day. I was hangry and obsessed with food when I was doing the OMAD, also known as 1 meal a day. That wasn't hitting it for me. So now I do my 2 meals, and I try to close up the window of the feeding time. And that's my concession to having the 2 meals a day. I was hungry. That's all there was to it. What can I say? So I work on knowing what works for me. Does it make my food rotation smaller? Mm-hmm. Am I okay with that? Mm-hmm. Now, as much as I love and adore food and love the taste and love the fat, I also know that, to me, what helps is my obsession with food is really definitely reduced when I'm getting enough fat. And so by having choices reduced, I still have plenty of variety. I'm just not obsessed with the, when am I gonna, how can I, and trying to create, keto creations that would lead me back to my standard issue CAKE in no time. So I have to be very careful. But eating the way that I eat, with enough fat, moderate protein, and 20 carbs total, I am doing just fine. Every base seems to be hit. I'm comfortable. I'm not craving the foods. I am happy with food as a fuel. So I'm not craving the sugar or the grains. That's definitely not it. And if I don't get enough fat at my first meal, I will get antsy, hangry, restless, bored, things like that. You know, the not so fun things that one has to deal with when you're treating your food addiction along with what you're feeding your body. And that's what it comes down to for me, treating my food addiction, which is the bad neighborhood, and fueling my body with something that makes me not think about it. When I fill up my gas at the gas tank, fill up my tank at the gas station in my car, I don't think about it for another week. I do it usually on Mondays. I didn't yesterday, but I usually do it once a week, and I don't think about it. I'm not thinking about it. Well, if I fill my tank with very few carbs and healthy amounts of fat, not too much added fat, just items that have fat in it, like meaty, fatty meats, and sometimes cheese, heavy whipping cream, olive oil on my salad, blue cheese on my salad, things like that, then I don't have to think about it. And I'm satiated. And satiated for somebody that's a food addict and somebody that's doing low carbs is a wonderful, yummy, flannel sheet heated up around me type of feeling. I'm not obsessing. I'm not thinking about it. I'm able to move around in the polite society, and nobody knows that, like, I'm harboring this addiction. You could see me at the grocery store and say, oh, she's just normal. She's just buying some stuff. I see grass-fed. I see pasture-raised. I see heavy whipping cream that's organic. You know, I see organic free-range Pete and Jerry eggs. Maybe she's weird looking, but she's definitely buying okay stuff. Even, organic lettuce. What's with this chick? There's no middle of the aisle type stuff. Where are the Pop-Tarts and the Cheez-Its and everything else? And speaking of that, Dr. Oz did a very brief, not Dr. Oz, Dr. Berg did a very brief podcast on the hidden insulin spikers of MSG and where it is. Well, isn't it in cereal? Isn't it in Cheez-Its? Isn't it in Pop-Tarts? Isn't it in all that CRAP in the middle of the aisles, also known as the standard American diet? And so modified cornstarch is also an MSG item. So don't be duped. It's just all in the wording and the ingredients. So if you're looking for MSG, capital M, capital S, capital G, and you don't find it and you think, good, I'm safe, modified food starch. Be wary of that. If you find Dr. Berg's quick little video, and hopefully you're brushing your teeth longer than that video lasts, it's real clear. Maybe there's some other items too that are just the food manufacturer's little way of duping us again. So if you don't see MSG on the label and you do see modified food starch, watch the Dr. Berg thing, because I think there's a couple of other items too that you might see listed on ingredients that, like, don't raise your flag yet. But you shouldn't be buying things like Cheez-Its and Pop-Tarts anyway, should you? And let's not even talk about Doritos. So have a happy keto, carbs under 20 type of day, and the hangry just won't come up to your curb and start kicking it, because you don't want, why have that emotion? This is a freedom from the bondage of unhealthy eating as well as healthy eating. It's like a two-edged sword in a good way, right? So this has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20. Have a marvelous day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.